Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for requesting this exclusive work that Kim and I are going to do together, some tapping and some other just nuances of EFT that I can share with you here now that we're done recording the show. So I know Kim and I were just talking and trying to figure out what we were going to work on today, because I know when you have a modality that you can use on anything, it can be really hard to pick the thing that you want to start with. But the beauty is that once you understand how to do it, you can move from one thing to the next. So I always tell people to pick the most painful big thing that's kind of staring them in the face at the moment. And then to kind of it's like peeling an onion or taking the petals off a flower or something. You just kind of start there and see what comes up as your consciousness gets raised around that. So what are your ideas? We'll pick something out of whatever's in your bag over there.
All right. Thank you. Well, I think that, a lot of it revolves around purpose. Yes, I think that doing a podcast is my purpose. It's a passion project, but it's not exactly, it's certainly not at this point creating income.
Okay.
And I do a couple of other things. So, there is that, what is my purpose? What am I afraid of letting go of, or something that I'm not creating? It does come down to abundance, though, honestly, that I'm not able to create an income based on what I think my gifts are.
Okay.
Talking. So
you feel like your gift is talking?
Oh, yes, absolutely. My gift is motivating people. And yet, I guess I have this block about being an inspirational, motivational speaker, because that's what I feel sort of I'm supposed to do, but I don't want to limit myself to that. But I do feel my gift is talking, interviewing, inspiring people.
Okay.
I don't know. I think that, honestly, Theresa, a lot of women my age who kids are grown, if they're not working, they're retired, they're kind of like, well, what do I do now? What is it that's next for me? And I've created a lot of things next for me. I just feel like the money hasn't come for what I, want, or I don't know if that makes sense. That's kind of a big thing for me, and I have back pain.
Is there a way that you're expecting the money to show up, or a way that you feel like it's supposed to be coming to you, but it's not?
Well, I don't know that. No, I'm not creating an income through my gifts.
Would you be creating it through your podcast, or would you be creating it through?
Well, I think I would be. I'm doing a little bit of print modeling kind of stuff too. And I love that. I want more of that. I work on manifesting that because that's fun. But in my heart of hearts, I think that's just fun and it brings in a little income. It's just, I feel like I'm meant to do something more. I don't know that the podcast is the actual way I'm going to be making the money. I think that I need to create a speaking career to make the money. That's what I think.
And what do you feel like is holding you back from doing that?
Not knowing where to go, not knowing where to turn. And that there must be some fear inside. I don't really care about being rejected. It's not so much that fear of rejection. I've always had that fear of confusion. What do I do now? What should I do? Where do I go? What do I do?
What are your thoughts around being visible?
I'm fine with that. I have no problem in all my grayness, wrinkles, freckles. That is not my issue. That is definitely not, as people who know me will know.
Well, that's a good one, because that can be a really big thing for people. Even people that don't think it's a problem sometimes don't realize the ways that they're hiding.
No, I really don't think that's me.
Not your problem.
No.
That's good. And you know that. You have clarity there.
Yes, I do. Yeah, but this is interesting because it's kind of figuring out what it is that's stopping me. It might be overwhelm. Where do I start kind of thing.
Do you have any of those things like we talked about in your episode around money, where maybe making money from a speaking career isn't a legitimate way to make money, or would be somehow not seen as a proper way to create an income from your tribe of origin?
No, I am open and receptive to all avenues of income. And no, I really don't believe that's it. And my parents raised me such that I should believe that I could do anything.
Good.
I guess there is something in me though that maybe thinks I know what it is. It's like, who am I to be talking to people? What is my background? I had a very lovely childhood. I had issues. Found out I was adopted at the age of 22 when my mom died. There are things that I look at these inspirational speakers who have gone to rock bottom and back up, and I feel like, well, who am I to inspire someone, with my life? Maybe that's part of it.
Little bit of unwarranted
Imposter.
Self-doubt.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Which is my favorite way to say imposter syndrome.
Yeah, imposter syndrome. Exactly.
But
yeah,
I feel like that's a little outdated almost, but I think it's more of an unwarranted self-doubt. My friend Melissa Churro kind of coined that one, and I stuck with me. Okay, cool. So when you think about the self-doubt and the feeling of maybe not being quite fulfilling your purpose the way you want to right now and manifesting that abundance the way that you want to right now, we're going to look at a scale of 0 to 10, almost like if you were to go to the doctor and rate that backache or something. And, 10's a horrible backache and 0 is you're feeling great. So where are you on that scale as far as it causing you a real emotional pain or challenge right now?
I'm like a 6, 7. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now, we always rate where we are before we start, even if you just have to throw down a number that doesn't even mean anything. And I always just tell people, like, don't scrutinize a number. Just give me a 5. If you feel like, oh, I don't know, am I a 6.5? Am I a 7.5? I don't know. Like, some people can get really nitpicky about trying to figure it out. Like, that's not what this is about. This is just about like, let's see how this is moving when we're done. And a lot of it is also because people can make so much progress in just one round of tapping that they will sometimes be like, oh, well, it must not have been that bad anyway. Like, people love to just like discount their own power and their own ability to heal. So while we can kind of have these numbers that kind of show us the guidelines of what's happening, it gives you a little bit more empowerment as things shift. Now, I will say this before we start tapping on this, that this is not a tangible thing like a headache where you're going to know that it's fixed right after we're done. You're going to have to wait for those things to kind of come at you and show themselves over time. And you may have things that kind of come into your consciousness after tapping and present themselves as the next thing to work on. So that's always what I say to kind of be aware of. But let's see what we can do with just kind of taking the top off of that stress and anxiety around these feelings.
Okay.
And where it goes from there. And for anybody that's doing this along with us, put your number down if you're having similar things that you're struggling with. And if you're listening, then you can also change the words to suit you more specifically. EFT really likes specificity. It's the best way to get unblocked quickly. So we're going to start by just tapping on the side of our hand. This is called the karate chop point. And I'm just going to have you repeat after me. And that's what we're going to do the whole way through. You'll just repeat after me and move to the point that I'm on. We're just going to go through those same 8 points that I mentioned when we were doing the recording, and this side of the hand point. I might throw in some other stuff, but I won't throw you for a loop. All right. So even though I have all of this confusion around my purpose and the way that I'm manifesting things in my life,
even though I have all of this confusion around my purpose and the way that I'm manifesting things in my life,
I honor these feelings and want to accept myself anyway.
I honor these feelings and want to accept myself anyway.
Even though I just don't know what to do next or if I'm doing the right thing.
Even though I just don't know what to do next or if I'm doing the right thing.
Or how this whole thing's going to turn out anyway.
Or how this whole thing's going to turn out anyway.
This thing called my life.
This thing called my life.
I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though I sometimes take it all so seriously.
Even though I sometimes take it all so seriously.
And feel like there must be a right or wrong decision.
And feel like there must be a right or wrong decision.
I'm open to the possibility that maybe every decision is the right decision.
I'm open to the possibility that maybe every decision is the right decision.
And love, accept, and forgive myself.
And love, accept, and forgive myself.
And now we start to go through those other points. All of this confusion.
All of this confusion.
I really just wish I had some clarity around this.
I really just wish I had some clarity around this.
Or somebody to just tell me what to do next.
Or somebody to just tell me what to do next.
Do I try to make money with my podcast or do a speaking career?
Do I try to make money with my podcast or do a speaking career?
Or allow the universe to bring me something I haven't even imagined yet?
Or allow the universe to bring me something I haven't even imagined yet?
Or haven't thought of as a way to monetize?
Or haven't thought of as a way to monetize?
I can get so lost in the confusion.
I can get so lost in the confusion.
And it can be easy to forget that I already have all the answers.
And it can be easy to forget that I already have all the answers.
And that I'm already enough.
And that I'm already enough.
And that I'm worthy of all the things that I'm dreaming about.
And that I'm worthy of all the things that I'm dreaming about.
And that I just need to ask.
And I just need to ask.
And it can all be received.
And it can all be received.
But those self-doubts can sure get in the way.
But those self-doubts can sure get in the way.
They threaten to put out my spark.
They threaten to put out my spark.
And they lower my vibrations.
And they lower my vibration.
Which makes it really hard to stay in the vibration I need to be in to attract what I most want.
And it makes it really hard to stay in the vibration I need to be in to attract what I most want.
And that can feel so self-defeating.
And that can feel so self-defeating.
And then I start to wonder, what the heck is wrong with me?
And then I start to wonder, what the heck is wrong with me?
Where are these blocks?
Where are these blocks?
Let me at them.
Let me at them.
I'd tell those blocks where to go.
I'm going to tell those blocks where to go.
I just don't know where they are.
I just don't know where they are.
I am clearing these blocks.
I am clearing these blocks.
Even if I don't know what they are.
Even if I don't know what they are.
Down to a cellular level.
Down to a cellular level.
So that I can make room.
So that I can make room.
To manifest these dreams.
To manifest these dreams.
During this human experience.
During this human experience.
And feel really proud of myself as I do it.
And feel really proud of myself as I do it.
I don't have to have all the answers right now.
I don't have to have all the answers right now.
All I need to do is take the next step.
All I need to do is take the next step.
Do the next thing that feels in alignment.
Do the next thing that feels in alignment.
Maybe it's networking with someone new.
Maybe it's networking with someone new.
Maybe it's going to do a photo shoot.
Maybe it's going to do a photo shoot.
Maybe it's just answering the next phone call that rings.
Maybe it's just answering the next phone call that rings.
Who knows what's out there for me?
Who knows what's out there for me?
But if I keep moving.
But if I keep moving.
In the direction that my intuition leads me.
In the direction that my intuition leads me.
And without letting my fears muck things up.
And without letting my fears muck things up.
There are some wonderful things on my horizon.
There are some wonderful things on my horizon.
Now we're going to go to the side of the finger. And I am capable of more than I even can imagine.
And I'm capable of more than I can even imagine.
With love.
With love.
Tolerance.
Tolerance.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Gratitude.
Gratitude.
I welcome these changes into my life.
I welcome these changes into my life.
And I love, accept, and forgive myself.
And I love, accept, and forgive myself.
Back of the hand between the ring finger and the pinky finger. I am whole, complete, and powerful.
I am whole, complete, and powerful.
I want you to take a nice deep breath in through your nose, Kim, and out through your mouth. And you can stop tapping if you want, and just come back to the present moment here with me. And I want you to reassess how you're feeling, at least right now, about those self-doubts, the imposter syndrome, the what's next, the fears and anxiety around that. And where do you feel like you are on that scale now?
3.
That's great. Cut it in half. More than in half.
I could, well, you probably could too. I could feel, because I'm very cognizant of my energy and how it shifts. I shifted completely in that towards the latter half of the tapping. The energy, it got lower, which was what it needed to do. Not that the vibe got lower, but the energy, I felt it. I mean, I have tears. I literally started getting tears halfway through it.
Let them out. That's a way that we unblock energy. Crying, yawning, all those kind of things they're releasing energetic blockages. So just let them do their thing. And also make sure that you hydrate, because you're moving a lot of energy in your body as you do this, and you need to hydrate. So, water and electricity and all that kind of stuff, it flows, it conducts. So when we're not hydrated enough, that's another reason why sometimes EFT doesn't work as well as it should. I know when we were recording, you mentioned how sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't when you use it on things. When EFT is done properly, when you get to the root, I've never seen it not work. So just know that if it's not working, there's a different aspect that needs your attention that isn't getting it.
Got it. So you don't have to use both hands. I thought you had to use both.
There's so many ways that you can't screw up EFT that it's
awesome
for everyone. You can use one hand, you can use both hands. Obviously, with points like the areas around our eyes and on our face, I don't like to use 2 hands under my nose or my mouth. That kind of feels weird to me. But I do sometimes like to use 2 going around my eyes, or 2. I love doing 2 on my collarbone. Collarbone point's like a favorite of mine. And you kind of feel like a monkey if you.
I thought you were supposed to do it like this.
You can hug yourself if you like. You can reach across. You can
because I can't really do
whatever.
It is really a remarkable tool, and it is one of just another tool to show that we can heal ourselves.
Absolutely, we are so capable of such great amounts of healing that we don't give ourselves credit for so often. So when you think about that number that's left, that 3, what's left there for you? What does that 3, what's it made up of?
It's made up of taking action. That's the word that came to me. Okay. Just take action.
Is it made up of the fear around taking action?
Yeah, I think it is.
Or still kind of don't know what's next sort of stuff?
Yes.
That's okay. Yes. So then that's just kind of the next place to go to explore that further. Like, what are those fears made up of and all that kind of stuff. So that would be my recommendation if you're doing some self-tapping or whatever afterwards. For any of you that are listening to this, please shoot me an email and let me know how it went for you. I'm sure Kim would love to hear from you too. What's your email, Kim?
Kim Duff Selby at gmail.com.
Yep. And I'm Theresa at theresalearlevine.com. I always love hearing from people, like hearing the feedback, or like kind of like Kim recapped afterwards, like what she was feeling, how it went for her, all that makes my day and just lets me know that, it helped, or what I need to change so that it helps more when I do this with another host at another time. But I do thank you for doing this with me, Kim, and for creating this. And I hope that it's a gift to your listeners.
Thank you. It was such a gift to me. I honor you. Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.